We are eager to visit with you about anything that is important to you. It will be a very nice unfolding here. Many of you have been hearing us, and others. You are powerful in your creating. And you have come to play with us on the leading edge. And we are prepared, along with you, to take thought beyond that which it has been before. It's always delicious to come across an obvious new idea. It is so exhilarating to be right there chewing on something and all of a sudden have the next logical step that has never been understood before appear right before you and to feel you right there with it. You are powerful creators. You are not regurgitators at all. You said, I want to come forth into this time-space reality, and I want to feel the exhilaration of my purpose and my focus. And together with others, I will take thought beyond that which it has been before. You've said, I'll pay attention to the way I feel, because I have this guidance within me that lets me know my vibrational harmony. I can feel when I'm in alignment with who I really am, and I can feel when I'm not. So as the new ideas are born, I will literally mold them by feeling and thinking, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling. I will project a thought, and then I will feel it into place. I will project a thought, and then I will feel it into place. And gently, I will enjoy my expansion. Your dominant quest for all of eternity, and certainly that which you held before you made the intention to come forth into this physical body, was to feel good. Joy was your quest, because you knew if you were feeling for that resonance of joy, then you were feeling for your guiding light. You were feeling for your alignment with who you really are. And you knew that this physical time-space reality, this earth frontier, this uncharted territory, this expansive place, the leading edge of all that is, you knew that it would provide for you endless stimulation of thought. And you knew that sometimes you would get into a thought that you didn't understand. You knew that you would be out there like an explorer or a pioneer on the leading edge, and you did not feel one bit worried, because you knew you had a compass within you that would help you to know the perfection of your choices. And not once did you say, I'll go forth and do what's right. You said, I'll go forth and do what feels best. For in that choice, it must be right for me. Because you were wise enough to know you cannot choose what is right in every moment for everyone, because everyone's not in the same place of asking. The same answer can't answer all of the questions. There are different questions. And what comes forth for you is always appropriate in the moment. We just want you to begin to trust the way you feel, because that's the only way you will ever know what is right for you. If you let someone from the outside guide you, they might be guiding you to what's right for them. You hear it sometimes when they say, you selfish pig. Don't do what you want to do. Do what I want you to do. That's an example of that. You need to do what's right, and it will please me when you do it. And we say, wrong answer. Sometimes it's fun to please them. Pleasing them sometimes feels good. But if you reach this place where you are reaching to please them, and they are out of sync with Source, then pleasing them cannot possibly please you. If you have someone dominant in your experience who's tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and they are holding you as their object of attention, and in their adoring of you, you reach to do what would make them feel good, you're in good hands, because they're in alignment with Source. And as you reach to please them and do, then you've pleased Source. We'd rather that you do it because it feels good to you. And in truth, we think that that is usually what happens. But if you are trying to please someone who's not connected to Source, you get more and more and more and more and more out of balance. And so, rather than trying to determine whether they are or whether they aren't, or whether they are or whether they aren't, because it comes and goes with everyone, just pay attention to the way you feel, and then your compass is steady, and you are always on a joyful path. On a joyous path to what? on a joyous path to more joyous path. But where does it lead? To more joyous path. But what's at the end of this path? More joyous path. But what am I doing it for? Joy. But where will it end? It won't. I never get it done. That's pretty much it. You never get it done. We never get it done. But when you think about it, have you ever been on a joyous path, like a vacation or eating an ice cream cone, when you wouldn't have minded if it didn't end? Where you wouldn't have minded if it just went on and on? You were having such a good time. The idea of it continuing to expand before you felt so good. Well, that's the way this life experience felt to you from your non-physical perspective. And it's the way we want you to remember again. Jerry and Esther were leaving a hotel in San Diego the other day. And the bellman who was helping them with their luggage stood with Esther on the curb while Jerry went to get the car. And he said, I met a lot of happy people this weekend who were at your seminar. What was it about? And Esther said, oh, it's about letting the well-being that is natural in. He said, what? Esther said, well, it's about understanding that we are supposed to feel good and just not doing that thing that keeps us from feeling good. And if we don't do that, then we feel good. And he said, what? And then a family is coming out of the hotel, and a little girl who could not have been more than 3 years old, maybe not even that, tiny little thing, is pushing on the big, heavy glass door. And Esther went to help her and then realized that the little girl was pushing so hard that if Esther opened the door, she would probably fall right down. So Esther stood back and watched her because her parents were allowing it. And the little girl pushed the door with all of her might into the open position and then held it while her older brother walked out, and her father and her mother. And she is exclaiming to all of them, I did this all by myself. I did this all by myself. And then a parade of strangers are coming out of the hotel, one after the other. The little girl is holding the door, and she is telling each of them, I did this all by myself. Her beauty and her purity and her joy brought one man nearly to tears. He could hardly believe that this little bit of a thing that did not come to his knee was holding the door for him. And then she bounced down the sidewalk with her family, shouting all the way to the parking garage, I did that all by myself. And Esther said to her friend, we are all born like that. We're born sure of ourselves. We're born eager. We're born full of life. We're born happy. We're born with no self-consciousness. We're born knowing how wonderful we are and wanting to express it in endless ways. And then as time goes by, we pick up stuff along our trail that sort of mutes that. And our seminars are about uncovering that until we can get back to that. That's what this game of virtual reality will do for you. It will bring you back to the pure essence of who you are. Good. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. What are you wanting to talk about?